Hello, my name is Sarah Larkin, and this video is going to look at using the rule of 9 to handle addition problems using the counting method. As we think about this method for the rule of 9, we need to think about going from 9 to 10 and what that would look like on the abacus. So let's bring up the abacus. And I want to go ahead and set 9 beads. And then I want to think about what's going to happen as I go from 9 to 10. Now, as we're doing this, we're going to go ahead and have our right index finger in the ones, and our left index finger will be in the tens. So to go from 9 to 10, if I were to add 1, I'd get 10. I'm going to move 1 bead up in the tens column as I clear all 9 beads in the ones column. Now at that point, if I were to continue counting, I would continue counting in the ones place with the right index finger to get 11, 12, etc. So one thing to keep in mind is I only used that left index finger for a single bead, and then I went back to clearing and counting with my right index finger. So once again, starting with 9, if I need to go to 10, my left index finger will help out with a single bead as my right index finger clears and continues to count to get to 11, 12, 13, and on up. So we're going to use this method whenever we're going to from the point where we have all of our beads at the counting bar. Even if I went up to get that 5 bead, it wouldn't be there. It would already be towards the counting bar. That's how I know I need to go to that 10 bead. So let's look at a few problems here. Using the rule of 9, we'll make sure our abacus is clear. Now let's look at the first problem, 36 plus 92. We're going to go ahead and set 3 tens and 6 ones. Then I'm going to either add 9 tens and then 2 ones, or 2 ones and then 9 tens. The order doesn't matter as long as I make sure and do both. I always like to go left to right, so that's the way I'm going to go on the abacus. But it may depend on the student and what they're doing in the classroom when you're making that decision. So as I do tens, I want my right index finger in the tens column. My left index finger is going to sit in the hundreds column. At the point where I reach 9 and go to 10, I'm going to help out. It's like renaming those 10 beads into a 10. I'm going to use that left finger to help out with that single 10 bead as I continue counting with the right hand. So let's start counting up to 9 because I have 9 tens to add. 1 up. There aren't any more. I go up to that 5 bead and say 2 as I bring them all down. Continue counting. 3 up, 4 up, 5 up, 6 up. There aren't any more. So I'm going to help out. 7 up in the hundreds column as I clear the tens and continue counting. 8 up, 9 up. Now at this point, I'm going to move to the ones. So my right index finger will move to the ones while my left index finger moves just to the left of it. Again, it may have to help, but only for a single bead. So I have 2 ones to add. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 1, 2 ones. Turns out I didn't have to do any renaming there. So I go ahead and have an answer of 128. Let's try the next problem here. We'll make sure we have everything cleared. The problem I'm going to choose to do this time is that second problem, 27 plus 81. So let's go ahead and set 2 tens and 7 ones. Now I'm going to start by adding 8 tens. So that means my right index finger should be in the tens column. My left index finger is ready to help if it needs to in the hundreds column. In the tens column, 1 up, 2 up, go up to that 5 bead, 3, all of them down, 4 up, 5 up, 6 up, 7 up. Oh, there aren't any more, so where do I need to go? Help out. 8 up as I clear, but I've already done 8, so I'm actually done and don't need to continue counting there. Then I have a single 1 to add, and my answer is 108. Notice there's no 10s left. Okay, let's clear that out. This time let's look at a 3-digit problem. And I'd like to do one that has a couple of these rules of 9s in it. So we're going to do the first one on the page, 872 plus 541. So I'm going to set my 8 hundredths, my 7 tens, and my 2 ones. By the way, I know that this is going to have the rule of 9 twice, and I know that because 8 and 5 is going to bring me over 9, and 7 and 4 is going to bring me over 9. So those hundreds and tens will both use the rule of 9. The ones column will not use the rule of 9 because it doesn't go over 9. So I'm going to add 541. To do that, I'm going to add my 500ths first, which means my right index finger needs to be in the hundreds column. My right index finger is always in the column based on the place value I'm trying to add at the time. My left index finger should always be 1 to the left. So adding 5 hundredths, I have 1 up. There aren't any more that I can move towards that counting bar. So I'm going to help out with a single bead, 2 up, as I clear the hundreds and continue counting. 3 up, 4 up, 5 up. All right, now at this point, I'm going to go to my tens, which means my right index finger is in the tens column. My left index finger is in the hundreds column. We're going to add 4 tens. So 1 up, 2 up. Now there aren't any more again. So I have to help out in the hundreds column. 3 up as I clear the tens and continue counting. 4 up. Now I go to my ones place, move a single 1 up, and I read my answer, 1,413. All right, that's the rule of 9. In the next video, we will look at the rule of 49 and the rule of 99.